Let's get right into it. Do we take the dead cat bounce? South Carolina is getting almost a touchdown, 6.5 points against Missouri this weekend.
Wait, say it again?
South Carolina, they're dogs this week against Mizzou.
No.
Yeah, nearly a touchdown.
By Mizzou? That's probably fair.
Really?
What do you think? You like the Gamecocks there?
I mean, I always like to bet on a team that loses their coach, that when the coach is underperforming.
Yeah.
And this is, it's kind of tough because Israel Mukamu, he is an amazing cornerback. He has better size than like most NFL cornerbacks. He skips the rest of the season to get ready for the NFL draft. Not great.
No, that's going to be an easy one.
Yeah.
You think Mizzou covers that, Bri?
Yeah, that's an easy cover.
Oh, you think Mizzou covers it, but you
Yeah.
think South Carolina covers?
Well, it's just like general
This is
theory.
crazy.
Like every time a coach gets fired, I want to kick the tires on betting that team the next week.
Yeah.
That's probably, but I personally think that Mizzou will probably cover.
Okay, that's a stay away. So we have a great slate of college games this weekend.
What do we got?
Well, before we get into it, I just want to say that Cincinnati is gunning for BYU. They're
Gunning for
listening to the walk-on, the Cincinnati
Well, I
head
figured.
coach. They said, we want BYU in the postseason. Let's get our big non-Power 5 championship. Make it happen, Cincinnati.
I would love that. That'd be amazing.
Shouts to Luke, to Coach
Lou
Fickle.
Holtz?
No.
Now you like that big Trump endorsement, huh?
Yeah, no, I pronounced that so bad. I have no surprise that you went to Lou Holtz there. But yeah, they're gunning for him. And Cincinnati they've been killing teams. They have their toughest game of the year. They're going to Central Florida. They're favored by 5.5 points. And it's a tough decision for me.
That's tough for you?
I think so. They score points through the air, but UCF is a powerful
Ritter's
program.
been good. The defense is great. I think the Bearcats cover here personally. 5.5. I think so.
Yeah.
You're right that it's not. You're right that it's not like a definite obvious. But I think I think Cincinnati will cover that shit.
Yeah.
I think Cincinnati's the best non-Power 5 team. You know.
Yeah, and I mean, like, my attitude towards college football right now is to back Cincinnati, Coastal Carolina every single week. That's worked every week so
Coastal
far.
Carolina got a bit of a tough one though, right?
Oh, we're gonna get there.
Okay.
Yeah. I just think with UCF, the past couple games, they've been beating their teams like 10 plus. I don't think you're going to be able to do that with Cincinnati. But if it's a shootout, like one of those classic barn burners, then, we got something going.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough matchup, but just given my bias, how much I've enjoyed Cincinnati this year, you want to dance
keep
with
the
the one
rolling.
who took you there.
Yeah.
So I'm back in Cincinnati this week.
Nice. I agree.
Yeah.
Cosign.
Oh, we got a wild Wednesday agreement. The wildest thing of all. Akron looked pretty good last night. They scored some points.
They scored some points, but they just gave away points all the time.
Hey, I want to focus on the first part. They scored in the 30s. That's great.
Yeah, no, it's really good. I'm really excited that our offense is finally taking off. Our running back's looking good.
I watched the Buffalo game. I actually didn't really watch it. Did Zach Gibson start?
Yeah, he started.
He did?
Again.
How did
yeah.
did he look douchey?
He looked better. Yeah,
Oh, okay,
he's like
better?
it's just more progression. Like
Okay,
I think he's trusting. Everyone's. It's in
He's a
this
freshman,
point of
right? I mean,
he had 2 years, like kind of that redshirt. But I think it's everyone's trusting each other. Finally,
you
So,
gotta have trust, baby.
You gotta have that trust.
Unfortunately, you need talent too, so they won't really get anywhere.
They won't
But
really
it's
get
good
anywhere.
They trust each other.
Yeah,
It's
so if
good
they keep-
this squad of talentless people all trust each other.
They just gotta figure
I'm
out
sorry,
how
I'm
to.
kidding. They're good. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I mean, they got in the 30s yesterday. I mean, that hasn't happened at Akron University since you last took an arithmetic exam.
That is true.
Whoa.
You're
That's
sitting
true.
on that one. I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I was excited. I'm gonna get Brian.
No, it's true.
And it's a shame there was a good Thursday night game. I'm inclined to back Tulsa, 6.5 point
I
favorite.
mean, after they made us look like fools.
Yeah, they embarrassed.
Yeah, it was so
after
weird.
they humiliated us.
They're like,
When I saw it was like 24/7 SMU, I was like, nice. And
Yeah,
then
I
I
w-
kept watching. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, SMU blew a lead.
Yeah.
Tulsa, and they hadn't
Tulsa's
played yet.
good.
They made a statement.
Small
Right.
small sample set with them, you know.
the better is right though. Las Vegas is right about that whole thing.
They knew. Vegas always knows, and we have to interpret it. And okay, there's two marquee games of this weekend. First one, Indiana at OSU. We've been talking about this game for a couple weeks here. I had it marked on my calendar, and then I knew the line would be high. I was stunned by it. What do you think that line is?
I think I saw it. Was it 20 or something like that?
Yeah, 20.5 points.
And it stayed.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, that might happen. I probably wouldn't lay money that would happen. 20 and a half? Would you? You wouldn't take Buckeyes here, would you?
No, I think it's a stay away because
I think so
the
too.
Buckeyes, their biggest flaw so far in the games I've watched is teams can move the ball through the air against them, and Penix is
on fire. And that team believes in themselves. I think that who knows what will happen, obviously. I think it's not even crazy to think Indiana they won't, but it wouldn't be insane if they won. I think that what will probably happen is they stay within 10 for most of the game, and then towards the end, Buckeyes get a couple touchdowns and make it look a little less close than it actually was. I'd stay away from it.
Yeah, but I think Indiana might want to be looking ahead to next year. Fields is going into the NFL.
You think they're looking ahead of Ohio State?
Well, it's like I think they want to play him tough because with Fields going to the draft, I mean,
oh, they're going to give him hell. Yeah,
Indiana might be favored in the Big Ten next year if things hold.
Yeah,
Right.
I think Stevie Scott has a big game against.
This will be a
State.
telling game because I mean we're all high on Indiana as we should be, but it could be that the Buckeyes just fucking crush them.
Yeah,
but I think that Indiana will put up a fight and it'll be a fun game. But I think the Buckeyes will end up winning comfortably.
Yeah, I mean they had what they were off last week, so do a little COVID bye week fatigue. Or they're going to come out chomping at the bits. I mean, you saw the Wisconsin; they didn't play, came out firing. So
and even across the board, if we want to extend the COVID bye week into the NFL, like the teams affected by COVID have been surprisingly strong. Don't be muttering about the NFL. This is a sports podcast. You're on a segment.
But no, you're totally right. It really surprises. So yeah, they can come out firing.
Well, I think that once they get very frustrated when they have to sit out for a couple weeks or whatever, and they just think about just how bad they're going to destroy their opponent when they come back, and they work hard. I think they come out real hungered after these COVID things.
I couldn't disagree more. I cannot imagine an Ohio State player thinking.
Damn, Joel. Damn, getting mean.
Go Blue.
I felt bad for calling Akron talentless. I don't even think that. And it's objectively true, but I don't think it because I'm not an asshole.
Thank you, Eli.
Because I have respect for my good friend, Mr. Mitchell.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I wish this line were a little lower. I wish certain people conceded so I could take the Buckeye money line, but it is what it is. The line's too high. I think it's a stay away.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Probably the most intriguing matchup from a real college football perspective. Okie State at Oklahoma.
Yes. Bedlam.
That's going to be really exciting.
Bedlam.
Can I say I talk a lot of trash on this podcast. I exaggerate a bit.
I think your picks are good.
I legitimately had a dream that Okie State won the national championship this week.
You really don't like Oklahoma, right? You really don't like Spencer.
I mean, it's just you put someone in at Oklahoma, they're automatically a superstar. It's being handed to Spencer a little bit too easily, and it's just the guy.
Also, it's always handed to Oklahoma a little too. They always are ordained from the get go.
Yeah, and
they always want them to end up being a playoff team.
Yeah, and I mean the Big 12, is it a conference or is it Oklahoma, Texas, and everyone else?
Mm-hmm.
I think Oklahoma State is better than Oklahoma.
I agree with you. Oklahoma State is a touchdown underdogs in this game.
So weird.
And that's just because of what we're getting at. Oklahoma is a public team.
Yeah.
So they know, Oklahoma, Boomer Sooner, they're going to win by more than a touchdown.
Yep.
I don't believe it.
I don't believe it either. I think they might win, but I think it's going to be really close.
Yeah, and a rivalry game, if I think one team is better, if I think one team is motivated, Oklahoma State, I know they didn't look great against Kansas State, who beat Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. I know they got beaten in overtime by Texas, but
That was weird, and that shouldn't have happened either. That was. And I think is Spencer Sanders necessarily a worse quarterback than Spencer Rattler?
At this point,
I
not
don't
really.
I don't
Spencer
necessarily think so.
Spencer Rattler may well get there, but
Yeah.
He's not there now.
I think that Oklahoma State's the best team in the conference.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And they're going to play better defense than Oklahoma too. So
Yeah,
I think Okie State is the best team in the conference as well.
yeah, Okie State, lock it in. Now we've got real football teams to talk about. Appalachian State versus what? They beat Michigan.
Hey.
That used to mean something.
That does mean something.
And they're playing Coastal Carolina.
Oh boy.
Coastal Carolina's favored by 5.5. I know we would be inclined to just back Coastal Carolina here.
Look, Appalachian State is tough. I don't.
They move the ball through the air. They've got a great quarterback, Zach
Thomas.
And
They don't. Their quarterbacks don't like to slide or go out of bounds. That's the thing they pride themselves on. They've taken a step back since Drinkwitz went to Missouri, but they're still very tough and very good. 5.5. God damn, they screw us over with these numbers. They make it perfectly not good. I don't know if do you take that?
I kind of want to
taking
take it. I kind of want to take it.
I
I think Harrington has a good game. I think you have Appalachian going up that mountain. They're ready.
look.
They played garbage people, so this is kind of a good statement game for them.
Yeah, and I would bet on Appalachian State. I don't want to bet against Coastal Carolina. I
don't
just
either.
like
I will
them.
not.
I think
Coastal's going to win. Also,
All right.
yeah,
I
it's a-
just think I think that I think it might be like a field goal type deal.
yeah, and what's the over in this game? So it's over under 48. That's a nice line right
It's
there.
pretty low.
Yeah, for these two teams,
Why don't you should we just say take the over
Yeah.
instead of
take the over.
Yeah.
all
take the
day.
over
Yeah,
on that.
that's over.
Yeah.
And you know what? Maybe if even that seems bad, you tease Appalachian State and the over. You take that over down to 42. You take Appalachian State to plus 11.5. I would feel really good about that.
It's 3.5 at BetMGM.
Oh,
Ooh.
Book is 5.5. BetMGM is 3.5.
okay. So if you're a walk-on listener, you can go there, buy a half point, and then you can take Coastal Carolina. And that makes sense because if you're listening to this show, you know to bet it at BetMGM and you know to bet on Coastal Carolina. We love the Chanticleers. What's up, Sammy?
Why would there be a 2-point difference between one book and every other book?
It's probably because of the handle. I think in a lot of places that Coastal Carolina is become a public team by virtue of being a team that not many casual fans are too familiar with, that they probably were getting money just thrown on them.
They're a little bit of a kind of a media darling this year, and that people catch on to that.
But that's a big difference in lines, 2 points, and maybe it's what we're talking about because their defense has given up points before. They're going against a passing offense, and it does kind of strike me as a field goal game.
Dude, I mean 2 points, it's an entire South Carolina game's difference worth of points. Holy shit.
He's gone. So, yeah, I like the tease there. But if you're on BetMGM, go the other way. Okay, so LSU, they're at Arkansas.
What's the line on that? What's that?
It opened with Arkansas favored, and tons of money have just gone onto LSU. They're now favored by 3 points at the book I'm looking at.
I don't know. I think are people just doing that because it's LSU and
Yeah.
Arkansas? That's all
Yeah.
historical bias, right?
100% LSU. It's the same thing with Oklahoma. Even when they're bad, people will bet on them.
Yeah, they're
and this
yeah.
line is evidence of that.
Yeah.
Going
so
Arkansas.
we're taking Arkansas here, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Arkansas all day. I like that. And so this is a fun one. We have a couple crazy lines. I want you to rank them in what's most likely to hit to least likely to hit. Clemson, 34.5 point favorites versus Florida State. Florida, 31 point favorites at Vanderbilt. And Alabama, 31 point favorites versus Kentucky.
I think it might already be in order.
Yeah.
I think that Clemson's the most likely one to cover. And then I think what's the line on the second one?
31 for Florida.
And Vanderbilt is 0-6, and they're going to go 0-7 again. It's
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah, I think it's in order that way. I think it's in descending
Yeah.
order as is the way you phrased it.
Yeah, I'd maybe swap out just Clemson and Florida. Might
You
get
think
Florida.
that's a more solid one?
Yeah, because I think
I could see it. Yeah.
Florida's a run up the score team for me. They want Trask to. He's got a chance at breaking Burrow's touchdowns in a season record of 60.
He's going for it, yeah.
He's averaging 4.5 touchdowns per
Trask
game.
is legit, man.
Yeah, he looks really
Yeah,
great.
Trask is really good. Pitts is great. Yeah, and I think Clemson, the reason I thought that about Clemson is kind of the same thing. They're both one-loss teams who realize they have to look good, and they're going to just go fucking hog wild.
Yeah, like these teams, they are gunning for that last playoff spot. The 4 seed is beckoning to both of them.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they're going to be just trying to put up those margins. And if Clemson, just by virtue of it being Florida State, a big win against them, looks
Although
great.
Florida State, like I said a few weeks ago, I enjoy watching their sloppy garbage style. I think Florida State will still surprise you again this season at some point.
But maybe that was a sign of things to come with UNC because they've been a little shaky ever
UNC,
since. Yeah,
UNC has been a little bit shaky since then, haven't they?
yeah.
They didn't. They were one of the only ones we didn't call that one right. Right? They didn't cover this last week. They won, right? But
They
won
won,
by
but we
4 points or some shit. Yeah.
and it. You know what? It's hard to predict a Wild Wednesday.
You might say impossible.
And but you know what? I'm looking ahead. Black Friday, we have UNC Notre Dame.
Ooh, daddy.
That'll probably be
That's a tough one. Oof.
they'll probably be 10.5-point dogs. I'm gonna be back in UNC.
If the
All
line's
Yeah?
that hard, yeah, I think
Why?
I think Notre Dame will win a close one with them, but 10 points. I don't think Notre Dame can beat UNC by 10 points.
Because
over
it's
10.
Mac Brown, and
Or
Mac
will.
Brown recruits, and he specifically loves the bluest of blue chip players. He's got a couple of them in the Tar Heel blue. So I think that's enough to kind of stay close
And-
against Notre Dame. And
Notre Dame is never 100% reliable. Like you never know. Even though even if no matter how impressive they look, they might shit the bed any moment.
yeah, and like Notre Dame, like it's hard to really take the top 25 ranking seriously, seeing Notre Dame ranked second.
Yeah.
In no world are they the second best team.
Even it's not.
So you think it's just
I mean,
Yeah.
I think Cincinnati would fuck up Notre Dame.
Ooh,
yeah.
And hopefully UNC beats them so we get that matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be UC's Super
And
Bowl.
I have respect for Notre Dame. I think they are good, but I don't think they're one of the 4 best teams.
And just on that point, does the top 25 matter? Liberty ranked 21st in the country.
Awesome.
They're playing unranked NC State.
That'll be a fun one.
I
And-
love this game. Yeah.
I can't wait for this game.
Yeah.
This is going to tell us a lot. I'd love to see what Hugh Freeze. Jeez.
Yeah,
If,
and
if Liberty pulls it off, they're good this year, you know?
they are good, and they are dogs. You know what NC State's favored by? The scary one, 3.5.
The 3.5.
3.5.
Stay close and stay close. But NC State, they've played some tough teams, so they have the chops ready to go up against
gonna be a great
like a
test
high
for
power.
Liberty.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great test for Liberty.
Yeah, but just by virtue of them being NC State and them being Liberty, you might see just a better quality of athlete at certain positions
For sure,
for the
yeah.
Wolfpack.
Right. But it's
Yeah.
really you got to be question is, will Liberty play mistake-free ball?
I mean, who's Liberty played right now? I've got their schedule in front of me. They haven't played. They beat Virginia Tech.
Right.
They beat Syracuse, North Alabama, Western Kentucky. If there's a lot of directions while I'm looking at your schedule, I'm not too impressed.
What was the score on the Virginia Tech game again?
They won by 3.
I don't know.
They
That's
beat
that's
Pitt.
tough
They
call.
beat
So
NC State beat
you like
Pitt.
NC State here?
Yeah, I'm inclined to back, but that's a bad guy. I feel like such a heel backing.
You're probably doing the right thing, though.
Yeah.
I want to root for Liberty, but I think you're probably right that I don't know. Maybe it's I don't know. We'll see. Sometimes these little teams, you believe in them so hard, and then they go up against.
Wolfpack's coming. Ow! That's a bad,
Yeah,
that's
I
a
think
bad wolf.
I might agree with you, Joel. I think I would love it if Liberty wins, but I think that what's probably going to happen is NC State will win.
And like certain games, like I didn't even know how this got on the schedule. Abilene Christian versus Virginia. Virginia's favored by, I think, 39.5.
Wow,
Abilene
ever
needed some
said
money.
that phrase
Abilene
before.
needed some money.
Oh, sorry. The line has moved. Virginia's only favored by 39.
That's great. That's great. Yeah,
what was
that's
it before?
39.5.
Oh, okay.
This is when the team buys a game.
Went down a whole South Carolina halftime.
Like,
A
I'm going to
whole
give
half
you
of a game.
$2.5 million to play my football team, and here you go. You need it. Thanks, Abilene.
I don't know if I trust Virginia to beat anyone like over by 39 points. I don't think that they would beat the Little Giants, the movie Rick Moranis movie, by 39 points.
Well, we know Hot Hands is a legit #1 receiver. You got Icebox. She's bringing a lot of pressure.
breaking
from the
down
defensive-
doors, breaking glass ceilings. You got
Yeah, they're going to be putting their names up on the water
Yeah.
tower.
Rick Moranis is being chased by someone trying to punch him, so he's distracted. But
Yeah, I didn't realize that movie was set in New York.
is it?
No.
Oh,
That's just what happened to Rick Moranis.
there you go.
Shouts to the Upper East Side. Yeah, so Abilene Christian, you know what? They haven't gotten blown out yet this year. They played Army. They kept it within 32. It might be fun just to back them 39 points.
I mean, yeah, I think this is just
Sure.
fun bet. This is fun bet Saturday.
yeah, like if
Hey, it's what's today? It's Wild Wednesday, baby.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's get wild and
Get
back 'em.
wild.
yeah, and if Buffalo Wild Wings were open, it would be so fun to just post up there on Saturday.
Hey, can you do the Alabama Christian game? Can you have that up?
Wearing a jersey of it.
Well, you could just dress like
Where
Jesus.
do the other alumnus sit? Like, where-
Yeah, I was supposed to meet St. Thomas Aquinas here.
What is their mascot?
It's the Wildcats.
Jerry Sandusky. Oh, Wildcats again. There's so many Wildcats and Cougars and
Yeah, it's all about the cats. Got to get them.
Yeah, 39 is an insane line.
It's a big ass number
Okay, so I saved my two favorites
for last.
for last.
What we
Thank you. I like Wisconsin, 7.5 versus Northwestern.
Yeah, I like that. I'll take. I would take. That. I would take
because
that.
I think this is another field goal game.
Northwestern's good. I think Northwestern's good. I think Wisconsin's very good. It would seem,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
From what we've seen so far. Well, not a lot. We haven't seen a lot, but with Michigan, I don't know. I think they're really good.
Yeah, but Northwestern, they looked great in week 1. They put up so many points
Against
Maryland. But Maryland,
Talia's been lighting it up.
Yeah.
Maryland's a fun
I
football
love
team
it.
to watch.
I love it.
But really, I think you buy the half point here. You go on Wisconsin, and it's not a typical Wisconsin team. They don't run it down your throat. They're
Throwing that shit. Mertz was a little bit less insanely like Heisman looking this time around, but he still was good.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
like they have a vertical deep threat offense, probably because they're not allowed within 6 feet of each other at practice. But yeah, I Northwestern they've
And they
been
can still run. Nakia Watson's good. Like they got. It's not.
yeah Northwestern. I just don't think they've played the right team yet.
I think you're right. I think they're a good team, and it's fun that they're good. But yeah, they're not going to be Wisconsin. They're not on that level. I don't think.
Wisconsin's tight end is really good, so I think he just mows down everybody. So
Yeah, this
Pretty
is in Wisconsin. They're making statements. They've looked awesome so far. They've blown out. Have they been in a close game yet?
Nah. They won Ohio State, baby. That's gonna be a fun
Yeah,
one.
they
they
had-
could do it.
yeah,
They could do it.
And it'll be just like last year. They'll keep it close for a half, and then
They were winning for the half last year, and then they fucked up.
Yeah, back when Quintez Cephas could catch. Ooh, he had a rough one Sunday.
that's a tough. You're gonna have that.
And then I've been wrong on him every week,
Huh.
and I've lost money on him every week.
Oh no.
But this is not me supporting them. This is me shorting the competition. USC 3.5 point favorites at Utah.
4.5.
3.5.
3.5.
I misspoke. I think I said 4.5. I looked at the number and said the wrong one.
Utah, their first 2 games canceled. So
Yeah, it's such a small data set. I would almost stay away from it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I have to say, I think USC is not amazing.
No, but Utah, they have so many new pieces on that defense.
It's
and
gonna be.
like,
They're taking a step back, without a doubt. So I think USC will probably win. We don't know enough about Utah. I personally would stay away from it.
Okay, then I will stay away.
No, it's your USC though. If you want to bet on USC, bet on USC.
Yeah, but I keep losing money. The last time I lost so much money on USC, I got a degree.
And then became ultimately more successful in New York City than Mark Sanchez.
I caught a pass
You're
from
more
him,
established right now.
and we both do our best work with a butt. Sorry, that was my version of of Eli's joke from earlier.
And the line's what? Just -3, right?
Yeah, which one? I don't even know which joke I had.
Mine is 3.5.
-3.5.
And it, I just go through the lines every week. I look for that 3.5, and then I kind of think about the rosters. That's kind of become my process for analyzing these football games every week. But yeah, so many new pieces off that Utah defense. They're replacing, I think, 4 starters who went to the NFL. And I don't know. USC, I think their offense has an ass kicking in them at one of these weeks. And they've looked so bad that these lines have been going down. But I think it's also possible that they just did enough to win against Arizona and Arizona State, because you don't need to do that much when you're USC.
Yeah. Some teams like that. That 2015, they are USC is not 2015 Clemson, but 2015 Clemson lost a lot or won a lot of games by 3 points. And you could be like, oh well, look, that means that they're only barely better than these teams. No, it just means that you always find a way to scrap it out. And that's a good character trait for a team. So USC might have that character trait. You could be onto something.
We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see.
You know what could be fun? A USC Wisconsin money line parlay. That could be good value there, because I feel very confident. The thing I feel most confident in is Wisconsin winning this week.
Yeah. I think Wisconsin's going to
And I think the biggest variable I see out there is all the new pieces on the Utah defense. So
That's fair too.
That play.
Hey, I'm definitely not calling Utah to win it. I just think because no games and all that, and because of USC not blowing me away. I guess I'm scared to bet on that one personally.
Yeah, Utah.
You ain't crazy though. You
weather.
ain't crazy.
They're playing in Utah. It's gonna be like 45 degrees. Can they play without a hoodie?
Kidneys?
Huh?
You said kidneys?
No.
Oh, can these?
yeah, he said can of peas.
Oh,
A can of peas. Yeah.
normal football.
But 45
talk.
degrees. Cold day.
Typical can of peas.
And let's close on this one. Probably the funniest story in college football last week was Penn State extending their coach hours before getting blown out.
You never sign a contract while you're about to play. Even like in mid-season, don't do it.
Well, you
Bad
are-
juju.
I mean, if you're Franklin, you're like, yeah, let me sign right now.
Oh, yeah,
You know
yeah,
the job
no,
you've done.
no,
You're like, oh, they want me to stay at my job.
Yeah. Here. Take my arm. Sign it.
That's not a contract for coaching. That's a contract for a future
I mean,
buyout.
look, re-signing Jerry Sandusky would be a better PR move for Penn State.
Yeah, it's there. And I don't know. Iowa, I suppose. The lines moved so much.
Iowa's not super reliable. Who are they playing?
They're playing Penn State.
Ah, fuck. Penn
And
State.
Penn State is.
Just don't bet on Penn State. I'll probably say that every time. Don't bet on just whatever the game. I don't like Penn State to do anything against Iowa. I don't even think Iowa's that great anymore. But like, I think. What do you think? You like Penn State or Iowa here?
I just wanted to talk about how funny that
Oh, it's
that coaching
hilarious.
extension was. Like, this game's a
Hilarious.
total stay away.
And Will Muschamp lost his job.
Yeah, the only way you could be more irresponsible with your money than betting on this game is extending Coach Franklin. It's insane.
That's hilarious.
Okay.
What's the line on this one?
Penn State is 2.5 dogs. They opened as 2.5 favorites and tons of money. All the money's going on Iowa.
That's a little bit of recency bias, but it might be correct recency bias. What do you think here, other than?
Yeah,
I just kind of stay away from anything Penn State right now. That would be my rule. I definitely would not put money on Penn State to cover 2.5.
nah.
I think Iowa will probably beat them, honestly.
And look, if you want value in the Big Ten, it's in the least interesting game. Illinois at Nebraska. Illinois played Nebraska to the end of the game last year. I think they lost by 4. I know they have a better coach than Scott Frost. And they're
Poor Frost.
They're 14.5-point underdogs
Yeah, I like
against a
'em.
crappy Nebraska team that
Who
we
just beat Penn State though?
yeah, but
Just beat the best team in the Big Ten.
in 1994.
The best.
Hey, I like Lovie Smith. I think I hope Illinois pulls that out. What's the line again? Sorry.
Illinois is 14.5-point underdogs.
Really?
Yeah, and especially for the play style of these two teams, they run clock like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Nebraska's gonna win, but I kind of like Illinois to cover there.
And looking at the over/under for this game, like 59.
Yeah, I don't like anything about this.
How?
That's
This one smells. This
these are
one
terrible
stinks.
lines.
Yeah.
What is this? Our roast of Will Muschamp?
Yeah, and like I really like this looking at it, but that's a suspicious line. Something does not seem
Yeah.
right there.
Do you take
Yeah.
Illinois?
Oh yeah,
That's what I would take to cover the 2 touchdowns.
yeah. I mean, Lovie Smith, I've seen him go to a Super Bowl with Rex Grossman. Scott Frost, I've seen him win a Heisman Trophy it didn't deserve.
Yeah. Put those together. You got magic.
You got magic. You got a $25 profit on Illinois. So, yeah, this week I think I'm going to be conservative. I'm going to back Oklahoma State versus Oklahoma.
Love it.
I'm going to back Wisconsin versus Northwestern.
Love it.
Additionally, I will be tying the Wisconsin money line to the USC money line. And I think I'll be taking these all on the account we share. So I hope you like these bets too.
I should have been paying attention then. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he only pays attention when he's writing down our scandalous things we say.
When he's editing, when he's being a cop, when he's editing,
Yeah.
saying cutting my jokes and
Yeah, the props cop,
Prop
Sam
cop.
Kotler. Yeah.
props.
Write that down.
Yeah. Yeah, give me the police uniform I look like I belong in
I think
anyway.
I think we should defund Sam. Personally, I think
That's what we do every week, bro. Boom.
scamming them.
Scam-
Scam Sam.
Scam Koppler. Yeah, this is really divulged, but we're going to have a great week.
Who else we like?
Cincinnati versus UCF, that's a stay away. Arkansas, I suppose.
That's one that's I'm a little nervous about it, but I think I stand by it. Yeah, I think Arkansas is going to pull it off.
I think Florida, actually. They want Trask to win that Heisman.
Oh yeah,
They
Florida.
want
I
him
think
to
Florida
put
will
up
cover. I
those.
love it. Yeah, I think Florida will cover.
And then I hate it, but NC State. I think
All
that's
day.
the smart
I'm
bet.
with
I think
NC
it's a
State,
smart
yeah.
bet. I don't like it. Feels dirty, but you got to do it. Yeah.
So we have NC State, the USC Wisconsin money line parlay. We have Wisconsin versus Northwestern, maybe by a half point there.
Wisconsin, what?
Maybe by a point. Buy them to 7
Love it,
as opposed
love
to
it.
the 7.5. Oklahoma State.
Love it.
Maybe is that a money line play? Do you want to bet Oklahoma State to win?
Yes.
Oklahoma State is plus 205, so you bet 25 to win 51.
Yes.
Yeah, they're the better team. Oh, yeah, and then like it's emotionally satisfying to cheer against Oklahoma.
It is great. I think that the only thing Oklahoma has a coaching advantage, but I think other than that, I think Oklahoma State is I think Oklahoma State's a smart money there. Love it.
Love it. We're going to be making
Love
some
it.
money this weekend for Sam, unfortunately. But
Yeah, you got to buy some more batons and guns and shit, I guess.
so, yeah, I think you can catch us live in Staten Island. Sam booked us the gig, and we'll be there next week. Masks are not allowed. That's all in good fun. I hope you had a good Wild Wednesday.
It's always great here on Wild Wednesday.
And let's give the caveats about what's coming up. So this week, we're good. We're a normal schedule. We are doing the props drop with Steve Clark on Friday. We are going to try to release the Professional Gambler, but we're going to do the zoo videos for that. I thought those were really fun conversations. And then next week's a little weird. We're going to do a cram session on Monday. Brian and I will do some NFL, and then we're going to have a mild Monday.
Oh,
we might make
no.
it wild.
Oh, no. Ain't gonna be mild. Not if I have any. I'm going to make crazy bets.
Okay, so Eli, you can Follow him at Eli Sayers on all platforms. Do you have any Roast Ghost podcasts coming up?
No, but you should still check out the Roast Coast podcast. It's a big backlog. Catch up while I'll get to it.
Yeah, he's got to wait for new people to become famous to roast them. So, for the Props Network, for Brian and Eli and Scam Koppler,
For Chan.
this is Joel Wackowski for the Walk On, walking off.